biggest teaser yet for Satisfactory Update 1.1 has just released, and it's safe to say this is going to be an even bigger update than we first anticipated. However, there's a couple points of concern I'll address towards the end of the video. I'll be covering the entirety of Update 1.1 live on my channel when it finally comes out. The opening shot depicts either a beautiful sunrise or a sunset. However, one thing that I've spotted which might not even be new, but it's these pillars down here. And the reason I say that is because of their little slanted shape, which looks, again, new to me. However, now let's move on to our second scene, where indeed we can spot something new. Right here, 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 and behind our power tower. And that is our 3-way hypertube splitter. This is brand new, we were aware about this a couple weeks ago, I've actually made a video covering it, and it's fantastic to finally see it in action. Although as far as what I can see, there's nothing else that's new in this shot. Moving on, and at first I didn't think there was anything new in this shot either. Except, if you were to rewind here very slightly, look at this pillar. There is a very different sort of texture here than what we are usually seeing in Satisfactory. So it does appear that this is actually a new kind of pillar in the game. And of course, we get a much better angle here of the hypertubes. Something else you can also spot throughout most of these shots are trains. I don't know why they keep showing trains. I don't know if it's just because it is what it is, if it's just a weird coincidence, or if there is something about the trains that they're not quite revealing to us just yet. But regardless, we do see a lot of them throughout this trailer. And this shot is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way that this player has designed this bridge. But of course, they've used a couple new items as we can see here. We seem to have this bridge connector, which looks awesome. I'm guessing this is going to be made from steel, as that seems roughly realistic at least. And we also have this material over here as well, which makes me question, how exactly are we actually going to be able to zone this thing? I'm guessing you just click up there, then you click down here, and then manually you can then add in this. I mean, that appears to be the way things look over there, but regardless, this is going to be really fun to play around with. Something else that I've then noticed is this over here, this little concrete slab. Originally, I thought this was like a half concrete foundation, but if you look at this area over here, it's most certainly curved, and we can actually see that curve overlap this area, which I'm guessing this is the half foundation. So that's really exciting. And lastly, we have this orange beam, I suppose you can call it a beam. We've got the horizontal variant and the vertical variant. So it's nice to see that we have got a bit of horizontal and vertical architecture added into the game in Update 1.1, since that's incredible. I do love architecture and Satisfactory, and this is most certainly no exception. Moving on now, and yes, this is a new gate. We get a slightly better image of it a bit later on. But that then leads us into this scene right here, where essentially we've got a bunch of different character poses, which look pretty nice if you're into that sort of thing. I don't really play multiplayer, so character positioning doesn't really bother me. However, something that does bother me, in a good way luckily, is these things right here. These are shelves. Not only are they shelves, but they are the perfect size, as we can see here in some other shots I'll show you in just a moment. They're the perfect size to fit 2 of your storage containers, which is fantastic. Or should I say the personal storage containers, not the massive storage containers, obviously. And again, here are the few poses that we get in the game. So this is something else I'd like to address, because I did actually stream this just about 25 minutes ago from when I'm recording today's video. But apparently the nuclear waste actually looks a bit more saturated, and I can absolutely see that. But the main reason as to why I'm showing you this clip is because of this. What we're about to witness right here is something called a filter. This is also something that you can use in a camera mode, which yes, is also new to Satisfactory 1.1. A camera mode is coming into the game. And this is a filter you can have with a camera mode. And I was talking about this on a stream, and I absolutely love this. Look at the way it transforms your factory. You're not necessarily adding anything new, but you are having a new filter. But this just gives the factory such a different and unique look that you might not have had before until you've of course started to use this filter, which I am absolutely in love with, especially this shot right here. And I did spend about 7.5 minutes absolutely glazing this shot on my live stream. But again, like, come on. This is beautiful. This might be one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in Satisfactory. And all it is a camera filter. But of course, we've got even more than just that. So here's another angle of our nuclear power, well, not our nuclear power plant, but of the nuclear power plant. As we can see right about now, it fades to this beautiful red, orange, misty, copper-looking feel. And wow, does that look incredible. I mean, well, I think it looks incredible. And then we have this shot here as well, which, damn, This makes it look like some sort of like architectural piece. This is like something I'll find on AutoCAD or Revit. But no, it does look really, really cool. And then of course, you can just about see it there. But we seem to have this shot here as well, which has like this red from our nuclear generators and a bit of red here from our power poles and our water extractors, mixed in there with a beautiful mix of black, white, and a hint of grey. I think these filters look really, really, really incredible, and I'm so happy they actually added this into the game, because if I'm honest, this was not on my 1.1 bingo card, but come on, like, it looks beautiful. The next shot that we're then given is this shot right here, and at first glance, there is nothing new. However, one thing that I think could be new are these air ventilators of some sort, like filters. And I was having a conversation with a chat about this, and someone raised a very interesting point, saying that the smoke from the refineries or from the smelters, the foundries, could be toxic and could actually damage your character. So you have to add in like some windows or some open air or some ventilation into your build so that you don't take damage. I mean, I would be interested to see if that was ever going to happen. A part of me hopes it almost doesn't, because I don't want to take more damage than what I'm already taking, because I'm very bad at the game. But yeah, I think this is new. Although from what I can see, nothing else is. We also do have these lights, but as far as what I can tell, they are handmade, and they are just a blueprint that's been copied and pasted throughout the build. I do not think these are new, however, I might be mistaken. You might have already seen this shot, because it's taken the Satisfactory community by storm. At first glance, you might be thinking, damn, that's a lot of splitters. You got splitters on the conveyor belt, splitters on the conveyor lifts. You got, wait, what? Yes, that is correct. There's literally splitters and mergers on a conveyor lift. This is, of course, brand new, and I don't think I have to say this, absolutely game-changing, especially if you are building a vertical factory, which I think would be amazing. Something else that's also new is what we can see right here. We have numbers on the conveyor belt. I don't know if this is automatic, so let's say, for example, this appears to be aluminium ingots. So you start off with 220 aluminium ingots, you then have a splitter that then goes down to 189. You then split that again, it goes down to 116. Oh, never mind, that's a merger, so just reverse that. So you start with 116, then you end with 220. I don't know if you have to manually input these numbers, or if the game just does it for you. But regardless, I think that's incredible. And from what I can see, this is a programmable splitter. So maybe if you were to place down this programmable splitter and a programmable, that's a tongue twister, programmable conveyor belt, there we go, it somehow, like, knows how much of a certain item you're gonna get? I don't know. Regardless though, this is incredible. I wouldn't be surprised if you do have to manually type in these numbers here, but I still think that looks incredible. I'm so happy with this, honestly. In case you couldn't tell, I know, I'm really hiding my cards here. Okay, now let's analyze this shot, because there is something very exciting on screen, which you may or may not have already seen. Of course, we've got some architectural pieces I'll talk about in just a moment, but let's have a look at this glass pillar over here. It's a decent looking glass pillar. It looks like this glass might be new, and definitely a new door down there. But what I was not expecting was this. You see that right there? Yes, what we are looking at is a lift. A lift! I mean, come on, it is amazing. I love that feature, because if you're like me, and you like having factories where you can walk around, but you kind of don't know how to implement stairs in a nice looking way, or ladders, or catwalks, just add a lift. It's so simple. It looks so simple. I don't know how much it's going to cost, obviously. Again, I will be testing everything out on my official 1.1 live stream here on the channel, which I'll talk a bit more about in the future, so definitely do subscribe for that if you are interested in Satisfactory content, of course. But yeah, I cannot wait to be messing around with lifts. How high can you make it? I mean, we don't know, but we are going to find out when we do some myth busting. But going back to some architectural pieces, here we do see the lights, which I was talking about a bit earlier on. But like I was mentioning, I do actually think that these are just signs. Something else we can notice down over here is a concrete square. This is new. Again, it's another new architectural piece, which is fantastic. I'm guessing it's going to be in the same category as this concrete pillar here as well, which is fantastic. Again, we also get another view here of our bridge pillar, which, as you can see, can be used for a lot more things other than just a bridge, which is great. And we also have this item right here, next to our conveyor lifts. And some people were saying this is a conveyor lift wall haul, which is great if that is the case, because who wouldn't love that? but it could also be conveyor wall mount, but we just don't know yet. The reason why I think it might not be a conveyor wall mount is because we seem to have more than 3 of these conveyor lifts going into the wall here, but the highest amount of conveyor belts that we can have going into a wall is 3. So this looks new to me, which is great. Now, one of the final shots here, we can again see our lifts, and of course we can see our pipes. Look at the curves on these things. That is a beautiful curve. The way that they're all like compact and tight together like that, oh, I love it. But again, let's take a minute to talk about this curve, because it is quite a big curve. But you can also notice it with these conveyor belts as well. They seem to have a conveyor belt curve, which looks remarkable. So that's great. And again, we also have like these ventilation wall thingies, which look great as well. We also get, of course, the lift over here as well. These potential vents, the conveyors with the signs there, which looks really cool. And of course, again, the storage container thingies. Fantastic. So that is officially the 1.1 teaser fully analyzed. I really hope that you guys did enjoy it. Again, I've got a bunch more 1.1 content planned and scheduled to come out soon, so hopefully you guys will go on to enjoy that. Like I mentioned, there's a couple things I did want to kind of highlight that are a bit concerning. The first thing being, we haven't got a release date. And I know this is a very minor thing. Maybe it will come out by the time I've released this video. If so, I'll leave it as the pinned comment in the video description and all that. But as of right now, there is no release date, which is a little bit concerning. Yeah, when there is an official release date for 1.1, I will let you guys know in the comments of today's video. Also, something else that I'm a little bit concerned about, I suppose, are the trains. Why do they keep showing trains? I feel like I've missed something, but I've gone back and I've watched it over. The trains don't look different. When they're carrying a solid or a liquid, they don't look any different either, like the two carriages. So, am I missing something with the trains? What's going on there? I don't know. That is a bit of a concern, a bit of a question mark there, but again, if we get any more information about that, I will let you guys know. Either way, thank you for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.